Welcome to Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts. A tearful goodbye from President Obama. And Sarasota School says goodbye to a substitute teacher forever. We'll discuss.
And I'm meteorologist John Scalzi. Everybody has a surprising hidden talent. In a few minutes, I'll show you mine.
I'm Bobette. It's Workout Wednesday, and I really need to get in better shape. So Pure Barre is here today to help us work out muscles we don't even know we have.
And I'm motivational speaker Linda Larson, and I am an iPhone addict. To celebrate the 10-year anniversary of this iPhone, we're going to do it this week, and we are going to talk about our very different experiences with the same device. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to one of our favorite couples, meteorologist John Scalzi and his lovely wife, Linda.
You ladies are making me nervous already.
Oh, you should be nervous.
I can't wait to hear about this hidden talent he has.
Oh, you'll be surprised.
I don't know this
No,
talent.
you might not be.
After how many years of marriage, she's still going to be surprised?
No, you might not be. You know all my tricks.
I know them all. I think
You
you
just
do.
don't know which one you guys are going to hear about.
That's right.
Exactly.
What appropriate
And she's
for afternoon
nervous.
television.
Absolutely.
I was like, well, which one is
Absolutely.
it?
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Linda and I have a talent that we weren't aware that we had. We have ESP.
I see.
Because we both knew what we were
Wow.
going to be wearing today. Linda and I are not just wearing the same color.
Exactly.
We're wearing the exact same shirt.
Oh my God, is that true?
Isn't that amazing? Now, I just bought mine a few weeks ago.
The
Is
whole
yours that
outfit,
new?
actually, they're wearing the same shirt, black pants, and black shoes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, seriously. I don't want any
exact same-
emails on the who wore it better thing. None of that going on.
Well, I got mine on clearance. Did you?
Yes, I
Oh,
did.
alrighty then.
Yes.
Yours must be fairly new as well.
It is.
So,
It is.
you know
Thank
what?
you.
There's only so many stores in a town, but the fact that we wore that on the same day,
I think
find,
it's very nice.
I
That's
find
cool.
very
Yeah,
It's
amusing.
pretty
That's
funny.
cool.
My eyes weren't strong enough to be able to tell, but now that you mention it, that's
Don't
pretty
get us
amazing.
confused. She's your wife. I'm your coworker.
Wait a
I
minute.
know that's hard.
I will
Yeah.
not-
Could get
never-
very awkward.
Will not happen, trust me.
Hold her hand right now.
I love making the men sweat when they come on the show.
Oh,
It's
I'm
very,
telling
very
you,
fun.
holy cow, turn down the AC.
Well, we have someone new to introduce you to today. I want to welcome our friend Rami from Origin Craft Beer and Pizza Cafe. Welcome.
Thank you, Stephanie. Good to be here.
What are we making today?
Today we're going to make a very popular Middle Eastern dish. It's called tabbouleh. It's actually Lebanon national salad. So it's made of parsley, tomato, some cucumber, and cracked wheat on top of it. For a healthy serving, I like to always pair it with a side of hummus on a leaf of lettuce.
All right, so we're going to
That
learn.
sounds good.
It sounds wonderful. We're going to get the flavors of tabbouleh and learn about that from Rami, and of course learn about the craft beers also in the show that they serve at the New Origins Pizza Cafe. Well, I mentioned that John and Linda are one of our favorite
Yes.
married couples. I have to tell you, you put something on Facebook at the beginning of the new year that I actually stilled in my phone to show my husband. This is the cutest ever picture of them, but tell us about your New Year's resolution, if you will, as a couple.
Okay,
Yours?
then, thank you. We took a little weekend getaway to start the new year in St. Pete. Fun place to go. If you live in this area, fun place to go. And we were celebrating, and it was so much fun. And all of a sudden, I said, why don't we make a commitment to celebrate once a week, some little tiny thing to celebrate the new year? It's a walk on the beach, or just a mimosa with breakfast on Sunday morning, or
Oh, that's
just
very
something
sweet.
fun every week that we call it New Year's celebration all the way through the year.
I think that's a
That's
great idea.
amazing. That's a good
It's a
one.
commitment to have fun together and be happy and celebrate all the
I like
positives
that
once
Exactly.
a week. I
It
think
is.
it's a great thing because I'll tell you what, the real world bogs you down.
No. It's
You
true.
know, laundry and kids and work and travel and
Yeah.
you
and you
gotta-
get off track so
You do.
easily.
Yep.
I forget why I like him so much.
And you know what? That is the
Doesn't
best
that
married
happen?
statement ever. I say it all the time. I love you, but sometimes I forget why I like you. You know? I mean, you
Doesn't
do.
that happen?
That does happen.
I
You
think
do
we've
it.
said divorce never, but chop me up and put me in the backyard. Maybe so.
I'd get in trouble if I said that, I think, but I like the line. Well, thank you for inspiring us and me, because
Yes.
I did show that to my husband and say, okay, I think we're onto something here. So.
Yay.
That's a really good one.
Great.
And that,
Really-
that you did it together, that's also amazing.
Well, she's always been awesome at reminding me to be mindful of the gratitude that we both have in our marriage, and that I should have in my marriage.
And don't chop her up, John. That'll get you in trouble. You'll have a lot of time to think if that happens to you. Well, when Linda was here earlier this week, we had a discussion about Meryl Streep, as many people have this week, as part of the Golden Globe Awards, and of course her sort of unusual acceptance speech for her award. Well, we got a lot of feedback about our discussion, and we love feedback. And I will tell you, I took a little bit of the brunt of the feedback, and that did not surprise me. So one of our viewers writes in, I did not agree with Stephanie's comments regarding Meryl Streep's speech. Artists have been commenting on our society and the actions of famous figures for years. And I couldn't actually not agree more with that statement. Yes, they have. Don't necessarily like it, but yes, they have. So it's definitely not a new concept. But we do like to hear from our viewers. And another one of our viewers said that she actually appreciates our open discourse, which I know that Bobeth and I always enjoy as well. I'm glad to see people that speak their mind, regardless of whether I agree. I watch the show a lot. Keep it on, ladies.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that is very nice, because we do honestly love to just be who we are. We're open and honest here, not a lot hidden. So we like to hear from you. Be open and honest with us. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, or shoot us an email at suncoastview@mysuncoast.com. And speaking of online, I want to remind everybody, go to our Facebook page. Matthew Morrison is in town at the Van Wezel with Seth Rudetsky. It is Thursday, January 12th. We are giving away 2 pairs of tickets every day this week for that show. So go to our Facebook page. It'll tell you how it works and how you can win free tickets to see Matthew Morrison and Seth Rudetsky. That is Thursday at the Van Wezel. It is time for our first hot topic. And President Obama said goodbye to the nation in his farewell address, but it was the comments to his wife that everyone is talking about. Let's take a listen.
For the past 25 years, you have not only been my wife and mother of my children, you have been my best friend. You took on a role you didn't ask for, and you made it your own, with grace and with grit and with style. You made the White House a place that belongs to everybody. And a new generation sets its sights higher because it has you as a role model.
That was just so moving.
President Obama and daughter Malia wiped back a few tears during that. The president acknowledged that Michelle gave up her career and her life to follow him to Washington. I got to tell you, regardless of politics, what an appreciative husband.
That was. You know what got me about it too? It almost seemed like it had a sense of there's some backstory that was going on and that they have been working on.
Nice.
And it just kind of, it just a great husband.
Absolutely.
Just to do that. And I just can't imagine what was going on in the house and what kind of argument or what kind of struggle they were battling through all of the other things.
Well, of course, they have teenagers.
Yeah.
I was so impressed with Malia, with the fact that she was so emotionally open during that time. I agree with you. I think there was a backstory. You know, as a teenager, that must have been hard growing up in that home.
Oh, was Secret Service around all the time with guns, you know, going on? Oh, my God, can you imagine? The thing I liked most about it was what you didn't see, and that was that they said, Sasha, stay home and study for the test.
Is that where she was?
That's
I did
where
not
she
know
was.
that.
Yeah, she was not in the
Wow.
audience. She had to stay home and study for a test that took place this morning. So everything was in perspective, you know, in that household.
Didn't know.
That's
They have worked
amazing.
very hard, it seems, to be as normal of a family as possible under some very abnormal circumstances.
I can't even be normal now.
That's a different story. But yeah, exactly. I mean, to keep a routine, to have kids, you know, home doing their homework instead of, you know, getting national exposure. Just a really, really nice family unit. So I thought that showed last night.
Just overall, it just, I felt proud. Like I after the speech, I felt a lot of he was just so dignified. I just felt proud.
Yes.
It was amazing.
A nice way to wrap it up, that's for sure. A substitute teacher at Venice High School is told never to come back after having students read a short story that was published in the New Yorker. The sub, Lisa Del Rosso, was taking over duties in a 12th grade advanced English class. She brought in a story called This Is How You Lose Her by Junot Diaz. It included open discussions of race and relationships, as well as some very explicit and sexual language. So a parent complained. The administration told Del Rosso never to come back. The school says Del Rosso did not follow the existing lesson plan and that our county has a one strike and you're out policy with subs. Del Rosso says these kids are about to go to college and they were finally interested and engaged in something in the class. What do you think?
Remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about the shortage of subs in this area? Clearly this is why.
One strike and you're out seems a little harsh for subs.
It does. A little excessive, and I think that I hate the fact that every time a parent complains about something, all these changes have to be made, and now everything is so PC to the point where real history, real information isn't being given to these children.
So he was a teacher. I was a teacher's assistant when you were in grad school. How do you feel about this?
You know, every teacher that I've talked to in public school says that that has been in the system for a while says that it has become a lot about filling out papers and following rules and crossing the T's, dotting the I's, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the ability to have latitude in presenting new material or different material in the classroom has become harder and harder to do. And maybe that stifles a little innovation in the classroom, a little bit of creativity personally amongst teachers.
I think it's harder in this case because it was sub, and unfortunately when you're a sub you don't have
You
the
don't
latitude,
have
it's
the
not your
latitude.
class. Correct, but I think there's a bigger picture concept here that we've almost run into for years, you know, just the you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that. You know, I look at this and think these are 12th graders. I mean, seriously,
First of all,
you are 4 months away from going out into the world.
Most of these kids are already talking
Exactly.
about it. The adults are the ones who want to pretend that these conversations aren't happening, and then these kids are ill-prepared because they get their information from the wrong sources.
Hey, if it's in the New Yorker, it's good enough for me to have you talk about in high school.
And there are a
I mean,
lot
that's
of
the way
great
I look at it.
substitute teachers, no doubt about it. But I remember growing
a
up, we'd
sub.
have substitute teachers come on in and put on a film strip or put on a record
That's
and
what they
fall
were
asleep.
supposed to do. That's what they were
I was
supposed
a
to do.
Seriously, that's
sub,
what
and
you're
I was,
supposed to do.
I was a sub for a year. I was horrible.
Okay, that must have been a
I
trick.
was.
Wow.
I was a
I bet
horrible
they
sub.
loved you.
They did. They loved me.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything constructive. But, like,
But that's what they wanted in this case. They
but
wanted
I
her
would
to
go in
play
there and I was like,
movie.
I'm not your teacher. And I'm like, they will, first of all, they're hard to get to listen. And I was teaching middle school, and half of them were bigger than me.
Jeez.
And you would tell them, you know, sit down or do something. They wouldn't do it. What was I going to do? I'm not going to sit here and yell at you all day. I'm going to just, you don't want to listen, don't listen to me. I'm going to do
Right.
something else.
Right.
Yeah.
And
But-
this was a sub that really wanted to teach.
Exactly. They were so much better than me. So now here you are allowing me to teach for a year, and this poor lady can't even go back. That's a disaster.
If you ever teach again, I'm enrolling. It'd be a
Talk
fun
about the
class.
hidden talent segment. Bobette's going to teach us. I'm
Yes,
excited
that'd be
about
great.
this.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Learn something new every day on
I
this
can't believe they
show.
allowed me to substitute teach.
Every day. Well, if you could look into a crystal ball and see what problems you might develop as you age, would you want to know? A new blood test may be able to do just that. Scientists say they've concluded that there is a group of biomarkers in our blood that indicates our risk for specific age-related syndromes and diseases. Immune systems, metabolism, kidney function, they can all be analyzed. Would you want to know in advance what could happen to you down the road?
If it's preventable, if it's something I can do to prevent it from happening, yes. But if it's inevitable, no. I don't want to worry about it.
Okay, what
I
if
agree.
preventable, they said, okay, it's preventable if you don't have sugar and you don't drink any alcohol and you exercise every single day.
No, that's
they-
too much.
God, no. Heck with that.
Which part of that got you out of the equation?
Let me ask my wife, would you want to know what I might have in the future, may or may not have in the
Ooh,
future?
well, there's a good question. I have a tendency to put my head in the sand and just try to do the best I can because I really kind of don't want to know, but that's about me. If it's about you, but then again, we go back to, you know.
Wouldn't you nag and like
Oh,
freak every
I
time
already-
you did something unhealthy?
Already?
I already do
Look at his
that.
face.
No,
He's like, yes.
stop.
Oh, of course.
Well, a little on the
I think sometimes
diet.
knowledge is scary. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I might just want to live as clean a life as
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can and enjoy every day.
I mean,
and-
everyone is not meant to live forever. You know, your
Right.
time is up, your time is up. Enjoy it while you can and just think about today.
And stuff that's not
Focus on today.
guaranteed that you're going to get these things,
Exactly.
right? It's, you
And
know,
it's not guaranteed that if you live the clean life that you're not going to get them either. I think that's the thing we've
I'm a
all...
worrier. I would worry about
too.
that all day. Oh
I'm
my
a
God, they
worrier.
told me
I
it's
wouldn't wanna know.
63. I'm going to,
I don't want to know either.
Okay, we're
We
not
made a
getting the blood
pact.
test. It's unanimous.
Yeah.
All right, well, I hate to end on a down note, but this is important information, people. It may be time to start hoarding your favorite bottles of wine. A worldwide increase in wine consumption is battling a 5% fall in global wine production in 2016. And okay, we all know econ. When demand outpaces supply, prices go up. There could be a war over this, I'm thinking. Wild weather, blamed of course on climate change, is the main reason for the production decline. They are predicting a shortfall of 300 million cases.
Wow.
I'm tearing up.
I'm going out and buying some now.
Now, but let's clarify this. By hoarding, do you mean not drinking?
No,
No, hoarding, gather.
Okay, all right,
Gather
all right.
and
Instead
store
of buying
away.
bottles, buy cases.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, exactly. It's a problem. Climate change is
Sure
for
is.
sure real, and it's changing the growing zones. And the problem with vines is that it takes a long time to establish a vine. You just-
Exactly. So
just
these are
can't change.
probably problems that came a few years ago climatically that we're
Just
now
now
seeing in
seeing.
production. But right now, as we speak, parts of
I just need
Napa
to make
are
sure I get-
underwater.
Yeah.
I mean, they're having a huge
Yes, I
flooding
saw
problem.
that.
Yeah, vines underwater. I shuddered when I saw that. And we'll run into those
What
problems
happens to my liquor?
4 or 5 years down the road. It gets more expensive.
poor wine.
That's what happens. All right, speaking of happy hour, because we seem to like it, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the history of the iPhone and how we all use it differently. Stay with us.
Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your happy hour forecast. A warmer day today. Highs were in the upper 70s for the most part, inland areas, mid 70s near the beaches. Right now, some clouds have come in just like yesterday. The temperature now at 53 degrees as far as the dew point goes. That's a little bit up there, and winds are out of the east at 6. The pressure is still very high, 30-27. That hasn't changed much. And the high pressure ridge off the coast of Florida, East Coast, will continue to dominate our weather with generally fair conditions in the morning and a few clouds in the afternoon. You can see there are a few very light, spotty showers out there moving from the east to the west, basically some near Wauchula, and we've had some into Highlands County and pushing off toward the northwest. But that dry air is still in place in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, so no significant rainfall anticipated, and the front is going to hold off to the north of us as far as any cool weather is concerned. Well, it's not around anymore. Temperatures all into the mid 70s right now. We are anticipating temperatures to get to the 80s tomorrow. Details on that coming up at 5. See you then.
We continue to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the iPhone this week, and whether it's good or bad, it has changed the world today as we know it. Our senior producer, Joey Panic, is also a trends expert. He's here to talk about the iPhone and kind of how it's evolved over the years.
Yes, and I'm going to be a total hypocrite here. It's going to be like the person who complains about their family, right? I love the iPhone. I'm a total Mac convert. I switched everything over a few years ago, but I'm having some problems. Now, that said, I'm still going to be always carrying an iPhone. But all right, it's been 10 years, and I think what Apple has done such a great job of for so long is finding what we think we need before we need it. And I think that they're missing the boat right now. I don't know about anybody else, but I always update my phone. I always make sure I have the latest software. I know some people will wait and see, let them iron out the bugs and the kinks, and then they'll do like the second version of a software update. So everybody's hearing about iOS 10. So, I mean, I'm curious out of each one of you, who has updated to the latest?
You may have to tell Bo Beth how
Yes,
you
how
check
do you-
that.
Easiest place to do it, and I can show you right here.
Settings.
Well, there's our time. But you go to your settings,
Okay.
and then from settings, you go down to general.
Okay.
Okay.
If
Is
you
this in
have a red
alphabetical
button
order?
there, like Bo Beth
Yeah.
has a little red indicator, that means that she has an update she hasn't downloaded.
Me too.
yet. Great.
Yeah.
Really?
But I'm
You don't
gonna-
update your downloads?
Yeah.
I do not, because I've had, and here's my thing, people have problems with their updates.
I didn't know what that red thing was for.
Now, don't do it right now because it will take your phone out of commission for about maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
But I always tell everybody, I'm a big advocate, download the new one, but not this time because there's huge battery issues. And they
what?
With the one we just downloaded?
10.2?
Yes.
Really?
I
So
don't
I'm
need any
still
extra problems with this phone. It already doesn't
I
barely
still
work
have
properly.
a 6. All right, so I know that Apple released that they know that there were some battery issues with the new update with some of the newer phones. I'm having the problem now. I will be out. My phone is almost always plugged in. Halfway through the morning, it drops down to 0 and has to be plugged in. It gives you that death icon that says plug in.
Right,
I
and
plug
we're
it
having
in,
that problem
it goes
in my
up to
house, too.
60. Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
And I do not. And I have the new update. And I do not. I go all day, and at the end of the day, it's at 30% or something.
You
and
have
it's
the new update?
always on.
I'm
And you
so
didn't-
proud of you.
Tell him.
Thank you very much.
Well, so we just saw the clip of the AirPods, right?
Yes.
Which is
Right.
what Apple's big selling point now is. We're going to get rid of the cords. I don't think that we need that. Apple has always been a great combination of function and design, and I think right now they have gone design over function. They've lost.
You don't think it's nice to get rid of the flapping cord in
No,
your
in
face?
fact,
You
it's
don't
a
need
problem.
it. Everything's Bluetooth anyway.
Exactly, and people are
okay.
losing them. I mean, John, you know that they just had a new app that helps you find those things.
Yes.
And then they got rid of that app.
What's that about?
So if you lose your earbuds, you're done. You know what cord they should be concentrating on? This one.
That cord is awful.
This one. Look at
Always broken.
Have you ever met somebody who has an Apple charging cord that is not frayed and
Right.
broken?
I've tried taping it. I've tried all sorts of things. It breaks through it.
And you can't buy a third-party one because your house will explode, apparently.
I do,
Well,
and mine
Stephanie
hasn't.
Stephanie says the other one explodes or sparks.
There's just a weakness, it seems, by the way we plug them in when it creates that little angle that every cord breaks on it.
I have
That's
so
the
many all
function.
around the house that none of them actually get
old
really
enough.
used all that much because everything gets rotated so often.
I mean, mine
So
are
I haven't had
definitely
that
worn.
problem yet, but
I'm just disappointed because Apple is usually so on. If you have a problem, it lasts about 2 weeks. You know, like for a while, if you didn't update, your text messages might not send. That's inconvenient, but they fix it in 2 weeks, and then you're like, oh, okay, I get why I liked this update. That doesn't
That's
seem to be
why
happening
my
here.
messages aren't sending. All
Oh.
day yesterday, none of my text messages would send. They were all there.
It's just very interesting
I
to
just
me
turned
to
the
see
phone on.
where we've gone over the years. You know, from small to big, and now we're hearing
true.
going back to
This
small.
is why
I just called them
I
out, and now I'm going
resisted.
to show you how much I've loved them. But, you know, we started with our little iPods,
how
our little
cute.
iPod Touch, which if that even still works, I'll be amazed.
And that's actually an upgrade from the Shuffle. Remember, that was
yes.
the first
Yeah.
one.
Oh, then this was the Touch. This was the full Touch. So this was where, you know, you had the touch screen. There's Lulu. That's not the correct time. And then we moved on to the 4,
Right. The
to
5.
the 5,
To the 6.
the 6, and now Linda Larson has the mini TV here. That
I have
is
the 7.
Yes.
7
I
and
can't
7.
believe you kept all your old
I know.
phone
I know.
stuff.
I can't believe they're not broken.
I'm sitting on a
Wow.
gold mine.
Some of them, yes.
Yeah,
some
you
of
can
them work
sell
well.
these back.
Probably. All right. Well, we do enjoy celebrating. It's fun to us that we all have them and use them differently. And I guess we'll just have to see what the future brings.
Can't believe
I
I'm
get
part
an
of this
upgrade later this
crew.
year. I'll let you know. I'm waiting for the 8th. All right. Thank you, Joey. Coming up, craft beer also continues to evolve right here on the Suncoast. We're going to do some sampling. Stay with us.
Every week on Animal Outtakes, it's a new adventure. From meeting curious lemurs to feeding big cats and hosing down rhinos, there's never a dull moment. And sometimes these amazing animals chime in. Tune in to Animal Outtakes to find out what they have to say. Watch Animal Outtakes every week on ABC 7.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Our goal is to do things better than anybody in the country. What makes Sarasota Memorial Hospital's program so special is that it's taking care of the patient in every aspect of cardiovascular disease. And in this community, the patients are very active. The idea is not just to get them over that operation, but to get them back to doing the things that they enjoy doing.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 5th Annual Sarasota Fine Art Festival. Saturday and Sunday, January 14th and 15th on Main Street between Osprey and Orange Avenues in downtown Sarasota. Bring your love and appreciation of art to the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
I support Goodwill because when I donate or shop, I have the power. The power to change lives.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, this may come as a surprise to you, but did you know there are over 110 operating craft breweries in the state of Florida? And a lot of them are very, very local. From just about every corner of our state, there are outstanding award-winning beers. And joining us now is Rami Nami from the Craft Origins Pizza Restaurant on Hillview Avenue. Did I get that right, the name of the restaurant?
Yes, you did, John.
And it's a pleasure to have you here, sir.
Always good to be here.
Now, what made you focus on our local beers? Do we have some outstanding breweries here that you wanted to highlight?
Actually, Sarasota is becoming one of the prominent craft beer sector in the state of Florida.
Wow.
We do have 8 brewing companies that are being established
Right
as well.
here?
Yeah.
8?
8.
Wow, the city's not even that big.
We're starting with Darwin, Big Top, and Motorworks, which is in Bradenton, and there's Colusa, and as far as I knew, there's also 3 restaurants that are brewing.
Brewing their own beer.
Their own
That's
beer.
amazing.
How did that happen? Did we just happen to have a lot of beer drinkers in the area?
Well, people love their beer, John. You can't take the beer away from them.
Well, let's start with some of the ones that we have brought
Circus
to us.
City. I like the bottle.
Yeah,
or
tell
can.
us about Circus City IPA.
The Big Top, actually, if you notice their logo, if anybody can focus on their logo, they represent Sarasota because Sarasota started as a circus city from Ringling Brothers.
Of course.
So they actually took it to a whole new level, and they start taking state flavor into their beer. So you can see the Circus IPA. It got a lot of hop toward it, but it got also a caramel malt into it.
This one here?
Who wants to taste that one?
I do. Can you pass that?
It does.
You said my favorite word, hop.
Yes.
No, not the glass. Pass the can.
Just give her the whole thing.
You two
There
could
you
share
go.
glasses. I don't want to share glasses.
Oh, that's good.
And it does have a higher alcohol content of
Oh.
6.8% alcohol. It's very good. It pairs very well with salty and fried food.
Okay.
Hamburger is my favorite with that beer.
And you told me something I didn't know, what IPA stands for.
Yeah, it's Indian Pale Ale. And the reason why they call it Indian, because back in the days when they used to transport beer, they used to put hop into it to preserve it for the travel time.
Fascinating. Never
So the
knew that.
U.S. took it to a whole new level.
Interesting.
And now it's becoming a
Rami,
whole new
before
industry.
we move on, tell us more about the Big Top beers, because you've got some others that you brought. So they have a full line.
Now, like I said, Big Top took it to a whole new level by taking local state flavor. So as you can see, there's the Conch Republic Key Lime Wheat Ale.
How perfect.
Just to make it more for people, it's similar to a Big Top or a Shop Top in the wheat flavor, but they started with the key lime flavor and finish it with a Graham vanilla taste.
And then the next one right over that.
This is my favorite because of the way we say it. It's the Hawaiian Lion. I mean, just saying the Hawaiian Lion makes you want to try it.
Seriously, I love that.
Yes,
love that logo.
All right, and let's do all the Darwin beers as well.
Now, Darwin got a very interesting story because they tried to brew their beers with a hint of South American flavor toward it. So as you can tell, the first can that you see, the yellow one, is the Summer Days, which is their IPA. For me, if anybody wants to try an IPA for the first time, I absolutely like them to try the Summer Days because it's very light and less on the hop. Part of it.
And
So
then
it
they have
kind of
other
break them up.
options. You said this one's very popular.
The circa 1926, it pairs
think that's what I
really
got.
well with fish. And it's a very light beer, so it won't take away from the flavor of the food, if you may. And then they have the Perata, which is a Pilsner. A Pilsner, most people will know it like Stella Artois is a Pilsner. So they had the Perata, which I personally pair it with pizza.
Oh,
which
well,
is
of
my,
course.
My main thing to do.
Of course. Well, one thing I like about your knowledge is that I think a lot of us get a little intimidated by craft beer because we don't know if we'll like it. So we go back to that national brand we know we like. Ask questions, because I'm learning now that the people that serve the local beers know exactly what it is like and what you might like. Because Linda got paired exactly with one she likes.
Exactly.
And she's a tough beer cookie,
Exactly.
too.
All right. Well, thank you. We
Thank
love
you
the
so much.
information.
I
We love that
appreciate
you're
you.
keeping it so local, because anything here on the Suncoast, we are huge supporters of.
I appreciate you.
We're going to join
Stephanie.
you in the kitchen in a little bit and learn more about the restaurant
Yes,
side.
ma'am.
But coming up, okay, we just drank beer. Now we have to burn some calories. It always works like that. But we're looking forward to this. Pure Bar is here. We're going to get in a workout.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our office and ask for Kimberly King.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
So get the new year off to a great start with safety and peace of mind. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And Subaru had the best resale value of all brands for 2016. Now you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $209 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
And welcome back. It's Workout Wednesdays, created to help all of us with our New Year resolution to get fit. Pure Barre Sarasota is here today to show us how we don't have to lift heavy weights or run a lot of miles to see results in our bodies. And it's able to work out men and women. Now joining us is Pure Barre Sarasota's Rachel Cuff and Jody Bierman. And you guys are here to help us. What, we don't have to lift any weights, I don't have to run. I think I can do this.
Do it, for sure.
I think. So tell me a little about a Pure Barre workout.
Pure Barre workout is a 55-minute workout. It's set to music, and we have an instructor that's going to take you through the journey, starting off warming up your muscles, and then we kind of isolate muscle groups that we focus on, but you're using your entire body throughout the entire class.
And Stephanie was telling me, like, it doesn't seem like a lot when you're doing it, but afterwards you feel the muscles. So are you guys going to work out parts that we're not really thinking we're working out?
Well, you're always working out the entire body, but while we're focusing, let's say, for instance, on your thighs, we might be utilizing our core because that's how you're going to stay stable. So you've got that throughout class, but there'll be another portion of class where we directly focus just on those abs.
All right, enough talking. Let's do some demonstration. Lead us into a demonstration to kind of show us what it's going to look like.
Okay, great. Rachel's going to take us through some
So I'll
thighs.
take you guys through a thigh parallel position. So normally you'd all be seeing me, but you've got Jody in the front who's going to lead the way beautifully. So we're going to take that inside hand on our set of bars, okay? Start with those feet hip width apart parallel.
Okay.
Outside hand onto the hip. Option to rise high onto those tippy toes, but if you can't, what's great about Pure Barre, always tons of modifications for the body. So you can stay on flat feet, let's bend the knees, sink the seat toward knee level, and let's get a nice heavy tailbone distributing the weight on the thighs.
What's a heavy tailbone?
I'm gonna show you right now, Miss Lady. So abs in, nice and tight, and just dropping that underneath you. So we're protecting the back and keeping the weight right here.
Oh, so, okay.
And let's just take it down an inch, up an inch. So a little lower, a little lift. Just squeeze on the down, squeeze on the up. So all that weight just, Linda, how are you feeling? I'm seeing facial expressions. Are they good? Are they good expressions? There we go. Awesome. So ideally, you'll stay in these positions and putting the weight on that muscle group creates a shake. You work the muscles to
to fatigue, and while they're warm, we stretch them out, and you get a long, lean physique.
my thighs
And
are
maybe you can
supposed
shake
to
the
be burning.
shoulders. We don't normally, but that's all right. We don't normally have to do it in the studio too. Yeah. So keep it just straight up and down. Just down, little
You
up.
got it.
Down, squeeze.
You too,
up.
it's supposed to be
Just right to the
minuscule
top of the thighs.
movements.
Tiny movements.
Oh,
tiny
it is.
It takes a while to kind of get that. But having fun is part of Pure Barre too. And of course, you can see Jody got the nice high heels, flat back, abs in tight, so she's a perfect example to
Okay,
watch.
so I've taken this class, and the first time I took it, I watched it, I thought, these people aren't doing anything. And then the burn.
And then you can't walk for 2 days. So sneak.
Feel the burn.
Sneaks up on you.
Okay, back to the most important question. How long do I have to do this? Because
55 minutes the whole time, Boba. No, just a few minutes.
Very effective. Very, very, very effective.
All right, what's another exercise?
So, Joe, do you want to take us through another one?
Sure, absolutely. If you guys want to turn around, we'll just start with our left hand this time, back on the bar.
Thanks for switching.
Your right hand can go back on your hip. We're going to keep those feet hip width apart, rise back up onto those tippy toes. From here, you're just going to lift that right foot up, bend the knee and slide it back just slightly behind the left knee.
Okay.
From that point, you're literally squeezing the base of your seat and just press it back. Tiny little
Wait,
presses.
I don't understand.
So this right knee wants to go behind the left knee, and you're going to stay flat-footed because you mentioned
Definitely
earlier
show
that
me.
you do have something on your Achilles heel that's bothering you,
Oh,
which
let
is
her show.
perfectly fine. Because
Oh, I
we're
see.
working our seat, that's totally okay. And the same for you. You want to keep the right knee back and try not to utilize the knee for the movement. So what you're going to do here is hold it still, come down to your flat feet here, bend the knee deeper, squeeze that seat right where it is, bend the knee up, and now when you squeeze it, it's going to cause the leg to press back.
Now, what about the other leg getting tired? My left leg.
That's awesome. That means you're getting a full body workout.
Oh, it's supposed to hurt.
But the
Yeah.
main thing here is to try not to
I'm
utilize
squeezing my
the knee.
butt?
You are. You're squeezing there, and
You
that's
should
going to
see.
cause
Your
your
little
seat to
boondies
go
going,
back.
I don't know if I want to see that.
So that muscle you're squeezing is what we use to create that Pure Barre ledge.
Ow.
So you're squeezing here, and
Oh,
it's
I
going to
am.
go back and back. Good work. So you can come back down, stay flat-footed right where you are.
All right.
Now hold it back where you are. You're going to keep the toe pointed. You can create a circle. The circle doesn't happen from the knee, so try to ignore the knee and utilize just your seat. So it's as if you're tracing a dime, but all of that work comes. So try to see if you can keep that knee
I feel
as
like I'm
still as
dancing.
possible. Good. And then just squeeze and then reverse.
I love the fact that you help us isolate, though.
That's
You know-
what you have to think about. I think it's much more common for people to
So we
start from
do
the joint,
have
and
we do
wanna
have
keep it.
some other things that you guys utilize, some props. I did make one fall. What
That's
is- so
okay.
how
Yeah,
does this work?
absolutely. So we use the tubes in so many different ways. Sometimes we wrap them around the bar. It's just to help you really engage that body resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And so for some of the exercises, we can hold them, maybe just take them out straight in front of you. So if you want to grab it more like a rope and hold on here.
Okay.
And then they're just shoulders distance apart, and you begin to pull slightly out. You can feel the resistance, and you have to use muscles from.
Oh, I feel
So we
that.
do the same thing by doubling the tube up. You can step through it, put it around your legs, and do some of the same exact motions that we just did.
Oh, and what about the ball?
The ball is actually one of your best friends. You can use that for the same. So many times we'll take that ball, we'll place it between our legs, immediately squeezing there. You're going to get those
All
inner
right,
thighs.
John,
You got
that's
it.
great. Come on, you can do it.
And that starts to engage those inner and outer thighs. And then when you're using that and squeezing in, you can pull your tailbone under and start to tuck. You start to pull the abs in and engage the core as well. So it's really to help you be more accountable.
Speaking of abs, I was told there's an ab exercise, and I think I may be getting on the floor.
Oh, please do.
That's
We want
that's
you
what
to
I was
do.
told.
Okay,
This is
Rachel's
actually
going to take you
perfect.
through. Yes.
And actually, if I could see actually both those
Reluctant.
balls, this is what's kind of nice about Pure Barre is there's so many modifications for different fitness levels, and then even people who are dealing with injury. So the ball can be used also for resistance, like we just discussed, and also kind of like a little added barrier protection. So Stephanie, do you have any issues with the lower back? Nope. Let's pretend you do. If you were
Okay, yeah,
gonna
my
work-
back's killing me.
It's so bad. All right, so luckily we've got this ball. If you just take
Okay.
it right through and we just wedge it lightly underneath the tailbone. Then you've got
All
a
right.
light touch underneath your thighs. Your feet are completely flat.
All right, so we're going to
Keeping your
continue to
elbows
work
wide.
out. We're going to do some abs workout. But if you
Round
guys
down
want to find
nice
out
and
more
low.
about Pure
And
Barre,
then instead of just
go
resting
to
on the
Pure
ball,
Barre
you can press it
Sarasota
against
at the Crossroads Center in on the South Trail. And for more information, you want to just go to purebarre.com and just search Sarasota to find the local ones here. Next, John Scalzi is going to show us his hidden talent. I heard it has something to do with his hands. I'm a little nervous. We'll be right back.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. demands something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair, where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500, starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Haley Wilgus. Here's a look at what we're working on for 5 o'clock. New developments in the search for a cop killer in Orlando, who Orange County Sheriff's deputies now have in custody. Plus, making college more affordable in Florida. The governor's plan to help more students graduate in 4 years. Now, let's head over to Bob.
Haley, another similar day to yesterday. Lots of sunshine in the morning, a few clouds coming in from the east throughout the afternoon hours. Right now we have mostly cloudy skies. The dew point temperature still very high at 53 degrees. Winds are out of the east at 6, and the pressure 3027, which is still very high, and it's falling slightly though from yesterday. High pressure ridge is located just off the coast of Florida and the Carolinas right now. Mild conditions all up and down the coast, and we do have this frontal boundary which is now stationary to the north, so it's not going to blow through and cool us down. And it looks like just a few spotty showers are possible, mainly inland. More in your forecast at 5. See you then.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Welcome back. Well, of course, we all know each other pretty well here on Suncoast View, but what I love is that all of a sudden, out of the blue, you'll learn something new about one another, like an amazing skill. So we're going to kick off a new segment called Hidden Talents, and apparently meteorologist John Scalzi has a surprise. I knew you were handy, but good with your hands.
Well, this was weird. You know, I didn't do Boy Scouts or anything like that as a kid. What my father and I did together was magic, and my mom joined in by sewing costumes and everything, so it was kind of a family thing.
That's
and
hilarious.
then,
Great.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And then it eventually, as I got into middle school, started to morphing into doing like tricks and magic for parties to make some extra cash, and then eventually into balloon animals when I saw a clown at a circus do them, and I thought, well, that looks great. So I got into balloon magic as I went into high school, and that obviously made me very popular with ladies.
Because it's not, I mean, it's impressive when you start going brrr with your hands and whip out an animal.
Well, I thought maybe I'd teach you how to make some of the basic animals here.
Okay.
So here's some balloons. If you pass these
This will make
down,
me very popular at home.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
It's great exercise. So
Is this the hard part?
Yeah, just blow them up. It's fast.
What? Whoa.
What?
How did she do that?
I can't get it to blow.
I can't get it to blow.
I hear, you know, the problem is, to be honest with you, I cheated. I did. I blew these up and then deflated them, so it made it easier for me to blow them
And
up.
they taste
But
terrible.
They
I mean,
taste
really.
Very salty.
Where did you buy these?
The moral of the story is there are greater and lesser balloons for making animals. Some of
Joey
them
has
are-
an apparatus.
Yeah, here you go. You know what that is?
I have no idea. Take it away.
Okay,
It's not
that's a
gonna
pump.
fit.
You put it on the end there and you blow it up.
All right, then. Here we go.
All right.
So here, let me
start
blow them up for
twisting
you.
Because I can't handle blowing.
I have them already made up for you. So here, pass these down. The moral of the
Here we
story
go.
is
We don't have to blow.
these
I can't figure it out.
these
No,
came
they-
off.
I just did
Use this. Use the one I already blew up for you. They're hard to blow up because these actually came off Amazon, and I don't know. I think they're made out of like recycled Goodyears or
They're
something.
very salty.
But there are better and lesser. Qualcomm makes the best ones. So what I want you to do is we're going to make balloon animals. Here's one that we're going to make. It's just a regular dog. So just want to show you that they're so easy to make, and the cool thing about these animals is that they don't break when you twist them.
Wait.
So let's go through it again. Let's start very slowly.
Okay. Please.
Pinch, go at the very end, pinch and twist.
Okay.
Then go about 3 inches more, pinch and twist.
How much do you twist?
You can
See,
make it
mine
up as you go.
came right
About 3 inches.
Or the top undone, though.
Right? And then you've got that, right, like
He's
this.
holding them. He's holding them. Okay.
And then fold and pinch and twist.
Oh, my Lord, Tom.
And that's the little head, right? Got it?
No.
No.
How we doing? And then go down another couple of inches. Fold and twist.
Oh, I got a head.
There you go.
I got a thing. All right.
We're coming along.
We're getting
Fold
there.
and
All right.
twist.
John Scalzi is truly a jack of all trades. We love it when you're with us. Science experiments. I believe once you were a Playboy something or other. Yeah, no,
That's
he's
another
done
segment.
everything. We got, whoa, we got stories on him you won't believe. Linda, you're a lucky lady. He makes you balloon animals at night.
baby.
This is very good exercise.
Coming up next, we're going to preview a great new show right here on ABC 7. I had antibody.
Our community has its struggles. The fact is, people have less than they did just a few years ago, and sadly, the need becomes more profound every day. Season of Sharing provides funds to help individuals and families in need, ensuring they will not end up homeless and without a roof over their heads. Together, providing a helping hand and making a difference. Season of Sharing. Give today at cfsarasota.org.
How long have we been married, dear?
For 76 years.
He was kind and generous to me before we married, and he was kind and generous to me all these years. We decided on Meals on Wheels because I was getting to the point where I couldn't do all the things that I had been able to do. We're the Spans. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
We are going to build a great society where no man or woman are the victim of fear or poverty or hatred, where every man and woman has a chance for fulfillment and prosperity and hope.
Start the year off with a great deal during the Start Something New event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Ram trucks are built tough and have plenty of power to handle any job with all the comfort you'd expect in a luxury vehicle. And right now, all 2016 quad cabs are over 20% off with new Ram trucks starting at just $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Welcome back. Well, we want to introduce you to two faces you will soon get to know very well here on ABC7. It is Bruce and Michelle Huron from Realty Group at Keller Williams. And I understand you two are launching a show right here on ABC7 called Home Sweet Home. Tell us about it.
We're having so much fun with it. It's not your typical real estate show that just shows pretty houses and prices. What we're doing is bringing experts from all facets of home selling and buying, showing them all different levels of their expertise, and showing you buyers and sellers, and just entertaining the viewers for ABC.
Well, we know real people are entertaining, so I have no doubt you're going to run into some fun situations. What have you noticed when you walk in with everybody that's kind of the big wow factor in these homes?
Well, we just find out that they're always amazed at the communities and what they offer, especially in Lakewood Ranch. The viewing that you just saw was the Macchio family, and they were just overwhelmed with all the features that the Lakewood Ranch area offers. So.
Well, if there's one thing we love is it's to go inside homes and see what all they have to offer.
Yeah.
So
Come,
great job.
come with us.
Yeah. We're excited to go along with you and see all the wonderful homes right here on the Suncoast. So check it out, ABC7, 11:30 a.m., 11:30 p.m. on Sundays. It's Home Sweet Home. Great to have you with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we are looking forward to heading to the kitchen now. We're going to go back with Rami and learn about Origins Pizza, and we're going to make tabbouleh.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we're going to talk about this warm weather we've been seeing over the last 2 days now after that very cold air that moved in over the weekend. Right now, 74 degrees. We have a few clouds around that have moved in from the east to the west, and the dew point temperature now at 53. Winds are out of the east at 6, and the pressure is way up there still at 30.27. It's falling slightly. The high pressure ridge is located just off the Carolina coast. It's bringing us that east to southeasterly winds with the winds rotating around it in that clockwise fashion, keeping this cold front to our north. So we'll stay with the mild conditions tonight overhead, and looks like no real threat of any significant rainfall. There are a few light rain showers making their way through parts of Florida right now, heading off to the west. You'll notice just one or two, and basically just sprinkles for the most part, moving off to the west. We'll look for pleasant conditions and dry air still in place in the mid to upper levels. More on that at 5. See you then.
ABC7 News at 7, weeknights. If you want 24/7 access to ABC7's breaking news stories, weather forecasts, traffic alerts, health reports, Suncoast View, and more ABC7 programming, now there's good news. Introducing the free ABC7 channel on Amazon Fire TV, your 24/7 access to ABC7. Just search ABC7 on the streaming device and download the free ABC7 channel app. Or if you don't have an Amazon Fire TV, you can get one at Amazon.com.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Coming up Thursday at 4 on Suncoast View, what makes you happy? We will talk to a happiness coach and find out how to get more joy and peace and love in our lives. Hey, there's a new list of best-selling books for the new year. We're going to decide which ones we want to read, plus how to keep students and athletes from making social media mistakes. And Geyer Sausage joins us in the kitchen.
All right, welcome back. We're in the kitchen right now with Rami from Origins Craft Beer and Pizza Cafe, and we're making a great menu item that I can't remember the name of.
That's perfectly fine. We're making a tabbouleh today, which is a very popular Middle Eastern salad. It's very popular in Israel and the whole Middle East. The way we make it, actually, we use parsley instead of as a base instead of fruit.
Okay. And so parsley instead of lettuce.
Yes, ma'am. And then we need to, the hardest part about this dish is actually to de-stem the parsley. So what we have to do, because the stem got some a bite of bitterness toward it, so what we do, we just pick the leaves out of it. That takes a while, but it's worth the time, and it makes a difference at the final product.
Oh, great.
So just to save us some time, I already de-stemmed a few.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
We appreciate that.
That's a big job.
Who was going to do that?
Exactly. Actually, I let my mom do it. At the
But you know what? That's a really good point, because when I put parsley in things, I don't like it, and now I know why. Because
Exactly.
the stems are bitter.
Now, it's a very fresh dish. Usually we use just fresh ingredient toward it. We try not to sway away from the lemon juice, and we try to sway away from any artificial product.
Okay.
So like Linda have now a lemon in her hand, she's gonna cut it and squeeze 3 lemons in the juicer.
Okay.
And meanwhile, John is going to dice the tomatoes, and I'm going to put him to tears by making him cut the onions.
Oh, good. All right. Well, you put them to work. We like that.
And meanwhile, I'm going to be chopping the cucumber.
So I noticed you're using English cucumbers. Are those the kind that you prefer?
It reminds me a little bit, they got more flavor toward it, a little bit more juice, and I think it's a more fine product. So I rather use it than the regular cucumber.
And do you take the seeds out of the middle, or are those
I do
as
not.
is?
Actually, the seeds create water and moist. So basically, instead of you having to add dressing, the dressing is coming out of the ingredient of the salad.
Oh, that's healthy. So talk about healthy. Yeah, exactly. We have our natural ingredients with no, is there any oil in the recipe?
There is olive oil, extra virgin, that we add with the lemon juice.
Okay.
We put a couple of teaspoons of salt and pepper to give it the unique flavor. But overall, it's all based on the juices from the vegetables themselves.
John, I noticed you're cutting tomato and not onion.
How many tomatoes do you want here?
I want to watch you cry.
We